Good morning. Welcome back to yet another section of Indian writing in English. Today we are going to start the second poem, Breezy April, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Let us start with Rabindranath Tagore. I know all of you are very familiar with Rabindranath Tagore. Yes, Gitanjali. Rabindranath Tagore, the Nobel Prize winner, was born on 6 May 1861 in Calcutta. He was educated privately, though he attended Bengali Academy at St. Xavier's for a while. He wrote poetry as a child, and he was on 15 when he published some of his poems. His first book appeared in 1878. In 1877, he left for England, where he spent 14 months. After his return, he wrote the play entitled The Broken Heart. His first important work, called Saisab Sangeet, meaning Songs of Childhood, was published in 1881 when he was 20. Between 1887 and 1897, he wrote some of his most remarkable poems, including Manasi. The most noteworthy among his plays are King and Queen, Sacrifice, Chitra, Karna, and Kunti. His well-known book Gitanjali, which won him immortal fame, was written between 1907 and 1910. The book contains some of the loveliest, most thoughtful poems in the world. In 1920, he published his greatest books of songs called Geeti Malya. Tagore's domestic life is a tear-jerker. His wife died in 1902. His second daughter and elder son followed her in 1904 and in 1907 respectively. Yet during this period, his creative power did not remain idle. He composed 4 books: Samara, Shishu, Utsarg, and Kaya. In 1921, he founded the Vishwabharati. 2 years earlier, he had renounced his knighthood as a protest against the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy in Punjab. Before his death in 1941, he visited Japan. Rabindranath Tagore was a great personality of India and a significant contributor to the emerging history of Indian literature in English. First, he established himself as a poet, dramatist, and prose writer in Bengali. Tagore's Gitanjali was a great success. It was acclaimed by W.B. Yeats, Ezra Pound, and many other European poets and critics. This poem won him the Nobel Prize for Literature. He started the school of Shantiniketan and later converted it into the Vishwabharati University. It means a place where the whole universe meets in one place. It is indeed an abode of peace. Tagore's short stories reveal his sensitive mind and depict the powerful feelings of the poor, the helpless, and the neglected. Tagore is the most outstanding name in modern Bengali literature, and he was the writer who first gained for modern India as a place on the world literary scene. The award of the Nobel Prize for Literature to him was but the beginning of a drama of recognition on a global scale to which there cannot be many parallels in literary history. He was a great poet and a great man, and he left behind him a great institution. I already told you, Vishwabharati at Shantiniketan. Tagore wrote primarily in Bengali but had a mastery of English also. He translated many of his poems and plays into English, often changing, telescoping, transforming the originals. Occasionally, he even wrote a poem in English in the first instance, The Child. Besides, he lectured in English to the audiences outside India or outside Bengal, and he also wrote many letters in English. He belongs unquestionably to Bengali literature, but he belongs to Indo-Anglican literature too. He belongs to all India and the whole world. He was a poet, dramatist, actor, and producer. He was a musician and a painter. He was an educationist, a practical idealist who turned his dreams into reality at Shantiniketan. He was a reformer, philosopher, prophet. He was a novelist, short story writer, and a critic of life and literature. He was an internationalist. His active literary career extended over a period of 65 years. He mused and wrote and travelled and talked antiquity. He penned two national anthems, Indians Janaganamana, Bangladesh Amar Shogar, Bangla. One of the main themes of his poetry is nature. He is aware of the need for harmony between man and nature. He is also aware of infinite beauty of nature. To him, nature is not only a storehouse of beauty, of form, smell, and rhythm, but also the veritable symbol of the emotional and conceptual truth. Tagore sees a life-giving, protective yet inconstant element in nature, and the imagery he uses conveys the meanings he finds in nature. So I think all of you got a clear picture about Rabindranath Tagore, about his writing style and his works. Then we can move to his poem, Breezy April. Before starting the textbook, I want to give a brief introduction about the poem Breezy April. Breezy April is one of Tagore's best known nature poems. It is a short lyric which begins in the form of an ode. It addresses the month of April. April is the month of regeneration and rebirth. April is personified in the poem. The poet here reinforces the man-nature relationship. The poem is filled with an extraordinary vigor. Nature becomes fresh due to the new rains, and life becomes hectic after the long winter in North India. In the introduction to Gitanjali, W.B. Yeats praised Tagore's subtlety of rhythm, delicacies of color, and metrical invention. So I already told you, Breezy April is one of Tagore's best known nature poems. It is a short lyric poem It is written in the form of an ode. It begins with the address to the month of April. So the apostrophe to April gives a personal touch to the poem. It reinforces the man-nature relationship. The poem is filled with the quickening resonance of resurgence in nature, the hum and bustle of life after the long freezing North Indian winter. Okay, then I already told you in the introduction to Gitanjali, W.B. Yeats wrote in 1912 these lyrics full of subtlety of rhythm, of untranslatable delicacies of color, metrical invention. All these display in their thought a world I have dreamed of all my life long. So, through this, we will get the relationship between man and nature. So let us start the textbook. All of you please open the textbook, page number 6. Okay. I hope you are ready with the page number 6. Sorry, page number 8. Okay. So we can recite the poem. Breezy April, vagrant April, rock me in your swing of music, thrill my branches with enchantment at your touch of sweet surprises. So here we can see that there are 4 stanzas in this poem. So first we can discuss the first stanza. Have you listened the title of the poem? What it is? Yes, Breezy April. So the title of the poem suggests that in the month of April there is plenty of light winds. We already discussed that April, it is the month of spring after the long winter. So the title of the poem suggests that in the month of April there is plenty of light and wind. April is personified here. Okay. April, the month of regeneration and rebirth, because it is the month it is the spring season. So it is the month of regeneration and rebirth. Breezy April is one of Tagore's best known nature poems. And even I told you it is a short lyric poem in the form of an ode. It begins with an address to the month of April. So the apostrophe to April gives a personal touch to the poem. April is breezy and at the same time it has no permanent home. So I think you got the importance of the title Breezy April. Then we can discuss the first stanza. Breezy April, vagrant April, rock me in your swing of music, thrill my branches with enchantment at your touch of sweet surprise. Excuse me, I forgot to speak about ode. Actually, I know you already studied on in your ode in your first semester. Anyway, I want to explain it in just 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. So, ode is a type of lyrical stanza. It is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual, describing nature intellectually as well as emotionally. it is happening in this poem? I tell you, it's one of the best nature poems of Rabindranath Tagore. So in this poem, he is describing the nature intellectually as well as emotionally, and moreover that it is in the form of an address to a particular subject, written in varied or irregular meter. So here this poem addressed, here the poem starts with the apostrophe of April. Then we can't see the rhyme scheme here, okay, but at the same time he used the beautiful lyric. So that is why this poem, it is a ode. So ode, once again I repeat, it is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual, describing nature intellectually as well as emotionally. It is in the form of an address to a particular subject, written in varied or irregular meter. So I'm sorry, unfortunately I told you to take the page number 8. 8 gives the explanations or giving the introduction about the author, the poet Rabindranath Tagore. So all of you please take the page number 9. Okay, so we already read those lines 2 times, so we can discuss the difficult words in this stanza. Okay, vagrant, maybe you are very familiar with the word vagrant. It means inconstant. Vagrant means inconstant. That means having no settled home. It also means having no settled home. Okay, means inconstant. Then next we I think next word thrill. Thrill means please someone very much. Thrill means please someone very much. Okay, the next word is enchantment. Enchantment means magic spell. Enchantment is magic spell. Okay, so we can explain, we can go through the paraphrases of this first stanza. Breezy April, vagrant April, rock me in your swing of music. I'm sorry, rock. Rock means move slowly. Move slowly from one side to other. Okay, rock me in your swing of music, thrill my branches with enchantment, at your touch of sweet surprises. So here nature addresses the month of April is breezy and vagrant. I tell you, this is the month of April. The month of April is breezy and vagrant. Vagrant means inconstant. More than that, having no settled home. So nature addresses the month of April is breezy and vagrant, and it requires him to rock him in his swing full of music. So he requires the breezy April to rock him in his swing full of music. So here the poet used the swing of music. Actually the music he wants to relate it with the mother's affection, mother's lullabies. So here nature or the tree requests the breezy April to rock him through the swing full of music. The music also connected with the mother's affection. She asks April to excite the parts of her body with his sweet, unexpected caresses. sweet surprises. So here Tagore assumes the image of a tree which delights in the touch of the April breeze, because April, it is the month of spring. I told you, after the long winter the spring comes. It is happening in North India. So the tree which delights in the touch of the April breeze. As the tree speaks to the breeze, a sense of image arises. The tree sees the breeze in various forms and moods. Though it addresses the breeze as how? Yes, vagrant April. That is why it addresses the April as vagrant April. It gets solace from its gentle rhythmic movement. It felt comfort because of breezy April's rhythmic movement. Then the line, rock me in your swing of music. Rock me in your swing of music. The line evokes the image of a mother rocking her baby to sleep with a gentle lullaby. Not the point. Rock me in your swing of music. Here, the image of a mother rocking her baby to sleep with a gentle lullaby. So here, the tree alive to every changing mood of the breeze. Next sees it as a fairy, like a charmer who thrills its branches with enchantment and touches it with sweet surprises. The tree longs for the breeze because it is waiting for the spring season. It is waiting for the touch of the breezy April after the long winter. So you should keep it in your mind the motherly affection in that line. The line is, rock me in your swing of music. At the same time, we can also feel the appearance of a fairy through the line, thrill my branches with enchantment. So I just explain it again. Okay, the tree alive to every changing mood of the breeze. Next sees it as a fairy. That is why the breezy April changes the mood of a tree. That's why it feels like a fairy, and it thrills its branches with enchantment and touches it with sweet surprises. At the same time, it is very important. Nature is longing for the touch of breezy April. It is waiting for the touch of the magical spell of the breezy April after a long winter. So here the speaker in the poem makes a request to the month of April to rock him with its music. So you don't forget the music. Here the poet connects it with the mother's lullabies and the enchantment of the breezy April. We can feel just like a fairy's charmer who thrills its branches with enchantment. Here the nature is waiting for the presence of breezy April. I think all of you understood the first stanza. Then I am moving to the second stanza. Okay. In my life dream by the wayside, you come startling me from slumber, willful in your mood, fantastic, courting, teasing, and inconstant. Okay, so we can discuss the difficult words in the second stanza. Okay, startling, second line, startling. In second stanza, in second line, startling. Startling means frightening, frightening. The next word is slumber. Slumber. Slumber means, yes, sleep. Slumber means sleep. Okay, third line, willful. Willful means intentional. Willful means intentional. Okay, the same line, fantastic. Fantastic means extremely great. Fantastic means extremely great. Okay, the next word, courting. Courting means trying to gain love. Courting. Then teasing. Teasing means trying to provoke somebody in a playful way. I repeat, teasing means trying to provoke somebody in a playful way. Then the last word, constant, inconstant. I'm sorry, inconstant. Inconstant means not steady. Inconstant means not steady. Okay. So we already discussed the difficult words in this second stanza. So we can go to the paraphrase. In my life dream, by the wayside, you come startling me from slumber, willful in your mood, fantastic, courting, teasing, and inconstant. So here, the nature is sleeping and dreaming about the occurrences in her life because it was in the winter season. So it was just dreaming or sleeping in her life. Then suddenly April wakened the tree and the tree is frightened. Because it suddenly awakened from its sleep. So it became frightened. April, in his ecstatic mood, it started to court, tease the tree. He does not seem to be constant in his behavior. We can't speak about the nature of breeze. It may be courting, it may be teasing. We can't predict the mood of breezy April. So here the poet speaks about the winter season. In winter season, nature was sleeping. When suddenly the breeze, the vagrant breezy April started to awaken the tree or the nature, it became frightened because of the ecstatic mood of breezy April. So in this second stanza, the tree is seen its unchanging existence by the wayside. The word life dream conveys the idea that the tree has lived a long time. Definitely, we knew it. The past years are like a dream because it was winter season. Okay, repeat. The word life dream conveys the idea that the tree has lived a long time. The past years are like a dream because I told you it was spring season. Sorry, it was winter season. I'm sorry, it was winter season. So it also conveys that life in the tree has been dormant. Dormant means not active, but able to become active. Okay. So in winter season, it was sleeping, but at the same time it was thinking about the future. Then the April breeze is the harbinger of spring. It activates all life force within the tree. For the tree says, "You come startling me from slumber, from my sleep." It is awakened from cold winter. Thus the breeze is seen as the spirit of spring, ushering in a season of growth and new life. So I told you, actually in this winter season, the nature was sleeping and it was preparing for the spring season. So that is why the month of April, it is the month of regeneration and rebirth. That is why the tree says, "You come startling me from slumber." That is why it became frightened. But at the same time, the breeze is seen as the spirit of spring, ushering in a season of growth and new life. So here the nature is ready to accept the breezy April. It is ready to get the rebirth and regeneration. Willful in your mood, fantastic, courting, teasing and inconstant. I told you, April breeze is visualized by the tree as a whimsical lover, gently courting and teasing the beloved. It is very important. First stanza, poet makes a comparison with a mother and also fairy. I already explained it. Have you remembered? Okay, the line, "Rock me in your sing of music." We can get the feel of a mother's lullabies. Then "Thrill my branches with enchantment." Through the enchantment, the poet makes the feeling of a fairy. Then here, willful in your mood, fantastic, courting, teasing and inconstant. Through these lines, the poet speaks about, the poet arouses the feeling of a lover. So here we will get the feel of a whimsical lover, gently courting and teasing the beloved. So the image of the lover is further developed till the end of the poem. So you don't forget the feel of a mother, fairy, and in the second stanza we will get the feel of a lover throughout the poem. Then, so by the touch of this breeze, the nature gets thrilled. The breeze awakens him from its sleep. But at the same time, the mood of the breeze is fantastic. We can't predict it. It is inconstant. But at the same time, it courts and teases just like a lover of nature. So in today's class, we discussed the famous Nobel Prize poet Rabindranath Tagore and his works, and also we discussed his life. Then after that we talked about the brief introduction about the poem Breezy April. We also talked about the title Breezy April. Then we went through the two stanzas in this poem. So all of you please kindly go through the textbook, collect the details of Rabindranath Tagore. Then you please make a clear idea about the poem in general. Then go through the title well. Then go through the 2 stanzas with the meanings. So we will meet in the next class. Thank you.